let me just talk a little bit about the reading here. I mentioned before about, the cabinet doors, okay? And this is what I was seeing. Spring cleaning, clearing up the dead wood, clearing up the weight, the excess weight, clearing up things and junk and just things that you don't need in your life. This can be physically, like the things that are in your possession, in your environment, in your housing situation that don't really serve their purpose anymore. I see many of you like physically going, from the basement to the first floor, to the second floor, to the attic, clearing out and decluttering, dusting and doing some massive, heavy lifting and cleaning so that you can get rid of a lot of things. For some of you, you could potentially be thinking about, switching your place of residence, switching your place of work, switching from one structure to another. And as a result of it, you feel the need to clean out all the things that are your possessions, just so that you can swiftly move into another situation. And what I'm feeling is, for many of you, you're waiting for that new opportunity to come in. And it is going to be coming in for you in the month of March. We have a 3 here, which basically means the ships are coming in. Okay? So if you feel very compelled or nudged to currently get out of a housing situation, a work situation, possibly even a relationship situation, I'm feeling that there is something else that is going to be a lot more in alignment with your vibration and your energy that's coming into the picture. And it's something that you have long awaited for. Okay? It took a really long time for you to get here. I'm drawn to this caravan that's behind him. They've traveled a long way. He's their leader. He's on top of that hill, looking possibly over the water and scoping out the next territory, waiting for that new opportunities to come in. It's like reaching that promised land. And what it denotes to me is something is in the works that will be coming into the picture. You're getting physical signs and you're getting news and you're getting it, like you're seeing something physically. And I feel for many of you, it is very much about your career, your prosperity, your public image, being able to make a very, very big mark on the world and possibly showing or leading a group of people in order to do something. Your visibility is very, very high. You're going to be on display and you're going to be in the public eye and you're going to be very well received. I feel for many of you, here's the thing as well. I've always mentioned Virgos operate behind the scenes. You feel comfort and stability in being the person behind the scenes, getting things running. It's like the logistics person, the ones that, solve problems, the ones that troubleshoot, the ones that put out fires behind the scene. You're very, very good at that. But something is happening for this month where you're kind of like pulled from behind the scenes and put on center stage. It's like somebody plops you down on the center stage. So that might explain the cabinet door. It's like it opens, it reveals what has been there the whole time, what people are not really seeing. Okay, so I definitely feel like, the sliding door moments, or even you being plopped down, like plucked out from behind the scenes and plopped into into center stage. A lot of attention is like directed towards you in a very, very beautiful way. If you are doing any type of a presentation for this month, make sure you rehearse. Make sure you are also comfortable in the clothes that you wear. Okay, like wardrobe malfunctions, that's the last thing that you need if you have like a big presentation. So rather than opting, for example, I have a presentation, I'm going to go to the mall and get a new dress or get a new suit or get a new jacket. Wear something that you've already possessed. Wear something that makes you feel comfortable, because I feel like comfort is key. I feel like you might be thinking, I'm just going to stay in one place all day. You actually have to do a lot of walking. So make sure you wear comfortable shoes. So if you're opting out If you're opting right now for, you know, that really nice outfit that looks good but might not be completely comfortable, you might want to try something that's a little bit more tried and true, okay? So there is so much visibility here, okay? Some of you are working possibly in a healing capacity where you're healing people's physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, or even psychological symptoms. So this indicates to me a lot of breakthroughs. This indicates to me a lot of healing. Working in some type of a major spotlight capacity in order to bring healing into the world. Okay. Some of you could be in really strong partnerships here with either a Leo or an Aquarius in order to bring this into the fold, or in order to bring something about a lot of success, either with a Leo or a lot of healing with an Aquarius here. So I feel like success, possibly fire sign, not just a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, and then a lot of healing with an Aquarius person, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra person. Okay, so that's what I'm getting here. The other thing as well that I want to mention, and these two cards stood out. So this is the first card that flew out, and it deals with the Five of Cups. And what I mentioned before about that sense of disappointment in people, okay? Disappointment in situations, disappointment in people. And what's really interesting is a lot of the times, you know, when things go wrong, I feel like a lot of the other signs, especially more of the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, they tend to blame other people. They're just like, well, so-and-so was, you know, too slow on the uptake, or they do things improperly, or they should have done this when they did this when they should have done something else. I feel like with you Virgos, you internalize a lot of this disappointment. And rather than, you know, blaming other people, even though the other people might deserve it, okay, even though they clearly did something wrong, rather than blaming the other people, I feel like many of you in the past, you have kind of internalized and blamed yourself, okay? And there is definitely just this sense of disappointment here that you have drastically had a paradigm shift and moved away from with the Death card. And what this denotes to me is you've done this. Like, I see you dealing with somebody and you're telling them you've done this over and over and over and over again, and you're not really learning. I can't help you anymore. You have to learn this karmic lesson. Otherwise, it's going to repeat in your life. I see you telling somebody that or thinking to yourself that. And so in the past, if you have always been on the ready to give them a helping hand, to console them, to soothe them, to, you know, rush in and save the day and you know, change the situation, or like do something for them. Now I feel like you're taking a different approach. So there's definitely a paradigm shift. I can't give my energy to this anymore because this person is obviously repeating cycles, and they're stuck in their cycle. If I help them, I will enable that cycle. So this is something that they have to arrive at the solution on their own, or they have to learn to do things differently to basically resolve the situation on their own. I feel like you might have been dealing with somebody whose friends circle, friends list is dwindling, okay? Who has created, who has kind of like isolated a lot of people from their lives that really love them. And we all know somebody who's like that, who's very difficult to be around. They sabotage their relationships. And at the end of the day, it's always this victim mentality, this woe is me type of a mentality. And as much as you care and love this person, because like I said, you don't have personal vendetta against people. We all have people that we dislike, but I feel like with you guys, Virgos and Capricorns, you guys don't have a mean bone in your body. You don't really wish ill will on other people. And even if you dislike somebody, you don't have any type of a personal vendetta. You don't find joy when they fail, okay? You just want people to be okay. And I feel like it's been really hard in the past to detach yourself and allow this person to kind of pick themselves up off their own bootstraps and stop playing the victim. And now with this paradigm shift, it's allowing you to move forward, and it's allowing you to understand that sometimes we have to exercise loving detachment as much as we want to dive right in and fix the problems for them. We have to also hold ourselves back and let them figure things out on their own. So the pitter patter of footsteps makes sense. If you are in a capacity where you're dealing with children or even someone who behaves like a child, when they're so for example, it's like you can't run until you learn how to walk, right? If they're ahead of themselves, if they're too big for their britches, and they feel like they're going to take on, like, it's like they overestimate their capabilities and they take on a massive endeavor, and then they find themselves way in over their head. And then everything that they touch or everything that they try to do just kind of plops or just kind of unravels. It's because they're underprepared and they overestimated their capabilities. And I also feel like with children, if they run before they know how to walk and they fall over, we can like pick them up and right them, and then they'll do the same thing again. So it's more like letting, like that loving detachment, detaching and letting the person kind of like dust themselves off so that they try again, so that they learn through the process of trial and error and the process of elimination. What did I do in the past? What didn't work? And how can I change my, future actions based on what I learned in the past? So by always swooping in and solving problems, you're disallowing the other person to learn through mistakes. Does that make sense? So this is not about being, harsh on you, but I feel like it's taken you guys a very long time to get to this point where you're seeing a situation a little bit more through the space of loving detachment, a little bit more through the space of, I want the other person to succeed. Okay. And I feel like a lot of the times we kind of like have to, it's almost like if we hold on to something so tightly, we can crush it. So we have to learn to kind of like relinquish control, and we have to learn as well to relinquish outcome. So I'm seeing like the outspread hand here. Okay. Not holding on to something we love so tightly because we're in danger of suffocating it. So we have to kind of learn to release and release control, release the outcome, release the expectations, and just hope that if it's meant to be, it's going to right itself. Okay. For some of you, I feel like there is a person that you're very much in love with, and they're dealing with some type of a situation in their life where it's a mixture of work, family, and disappointments when it comes to work. Okay. And I feel like, in this situation, I'm seeing Virgos who are really making strides in their career, in their professional life, in their community, someone who's very well recognized, well known, and someone who's very successful, who has a lot of options when it comes as well to new career paths, new jobs. It's almost like, your reputation precedes you. People know about you. People want to offer you new work. And then I'm seeing possibly a partner, somebody you're interested in, somebody that you're potentially partner up with, who is going through their funk, who's still going through their karmic destiny when it comes to work and responsibility and how to show up when you're supposed to show up, It's somebody who's still a babe when it comes to self-sufficiency, responsibility. So like I said, they're not ready to match your level. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in the process of picking them up every single time energetically, you feel a little bit drained and you feel like if I'm putting so much energy into this, I'm not able to put energy into myself. And so you have to learn to detach. Okay. I'm also feeling your partner possibly wanting to match up to your level, but you're so far ahead of them that it's really difficult for them. It's difficult. And what I feel, give me 1 second. Let me try to get this message out. I'm getting somebody who's like a major, like big fire sign energy. Okay. So it could be Leo for sure. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And I feel like I mentioned before, there's a lot of healing with the Aquarius energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. If there has been fights and disappointments, okay? So like, if somebody in your life that is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, if they have not been above board, if they have been a little bit like, forgive me, let me try to get this message out first. I'm feeling here that it is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, Pisces, the water sign. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. If they have not been above board, if they have been, doing things in a way where they kind of isolate themselves from the people that they love, or it's become really, really difficult to be with them, to be understanding, to be patient. I feel like there's going to be healing, meaning they're going to be able to look at their actions and to be able to see how their actions have negatively affected the people they love, have really driven people away. Okay. So if they have been just like nitpicky and argumentative, or, seeing the worst in a situation, or blaming other people and not really seeing how they're the cause of things, I see there's a major turnaround in like a paradigm shift with them. And then if you have a fire sign, there's a lot of opportunities that will be coming through for this fire sign. So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. And I feel like I see them running. So, the pitter patter footsteps. I see them running to you, so excited about some new endeavor that's going to be coming into their lives. And I'm getting it with this card here, the Knight of Wands. And what I'm feeling is their excitement is going to be so contagious. And you're going to be their cheerleader. You're going to be rooting for them. Because I feel like, rather than being in this space, they might have been in this space. Woe is me. Now they're starting to see things in a different light, and they're starting to manifest and grab opportunities and not cry over spilled milk, and transforming their energy so that they are a lot more proactive about changing their lives and manifesting their lives and taking concrete actions to move their lives along in a way that makes them happy. And I feel like, that's what it means to be self-sufficient. Okay. That's what it means to really be ahead of the curve. And that's what it means to, like step up. That's what it really means. So I feel the first four cards here deals with a situation where you are kind of like, I'm going to back off. This is not really healthy, or this is not something that I want to expend more of my energy in. And you're going to move forward. There's a lot of love that is coming through, and it also requires understanding. But once again, that concept of loving detachment is really big here for you guys. And what that means to me in general is that it doesn't, the love is not diminished in any way. The love is still there, but sometimes we have to love the correct way, not suffocating something, but rather letting it kind of drift away, letting it find its own course, letting it kind of grow and learn on its own. And then once we're able to do that, I feel It shows a lot of maturity to be able to detach and not try to control situations, the people that we love, the circumstances, and things like that, and not, rush in and try to fix everything. So I feel like you've arrived at a really good space where you are freeing your mind of worries, because now you're a lot more focused on you. You're a lot more focused on the people that matter